What it do? What it do, Andrew? Andrew, first one in the chat. What's poppin', homie? And shout out to everybody else tuning in right now as well. Shit, drop something in the chat. What you think about Sean Strickland versus Khamzat? Honestly, should I spoil it now? I won't spoil my thoughts yet. Gosh dang, homie. My man Andrew dropping the 50 ball to start off the stream. Shit, thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you very much, homie. Much appreciated to start off the stream. I mean, the vibes can't get any better than that. Except I know how to turn it up a bit more. I'm going to go make myself a coffee. It's already ready to go. Let me go pour myself a cup of coffee. We're going to get started on the stream. Shout out to Andrew once again for dropping the 50 ball. Insanity, homie. Thank you. Okay. And Andrew says, LFG Sean, great work, homie. I'm not sure if I read it. I got too excited, so I forgot whether or not I read it, but it needs to be read out. Thank you again for the $50 dono and all the support you've been showing the channel, homie. All the support, Andrew. Special thank you. Special shout out to Andrew. This dono ain't the first one. You know, he been doing it nonstop. So thank you very much for all the support, Andrew. All the comments, all the watching. Thank you, homie. All right. Oh, one last thing. Let me get the stream on the TV over here. Alrighty, so we locked in for the next couple hours. What up, Soda Pop? Good to see you in here, homie. What's cracking? I was about to say what's cooking, but what's cracking? I mean, you guys do see it. My two favorite fighters on the same card, 1 hour away from me. I need tickets. Who's the who we got? We got Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. We got Sean Brady versus Buck. Obviously, Buck is Soda Pop's favorite fighter. But and let me show you guys my screen 1 second. Oh, Bobby Green. Bobby Green. There you have it, Bobby Green. Yeah, Soda Pop's two favorite fighters, Bobby Green, Joaquin Numanza Buckley. Both going to be on the main card of UFC 328, headlined by Sean Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev for the middleweight strap. Announced, you know, maybe 2 hours ago at this point by Daddy Dana himself. I like the matchup. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I like the matchup. I think it's a good fight. And, I mean, the biggest issue that people are going to have with this booking is the fact that Nassourdine Imavov, he got overlooked. But at the end of the day, Nassourdine Imavov and Khamzat have both been on record saying they don't really want to fight each other. So why even waste the time? Why even book it? They don't want to do it. You know, they're so worried about Chechnya versus Dagestan rivalry going on. They don't want to spark any beef. Okay, fine. Then we're going to overlook you and we're going to give Strickland to Chimaev. That's just how it's going to work. So I don't feel bad for Imavov in the slightest, not whatsoever. I would like to know what you guys think, though, whether you wish Imavov got the title shot or whether, you know, how you feel now that I've said something about it. Because initially I was like, damn, Imavov got a little bit fucked, but I like this fight. And then I realized or remembered what Imavov and Khamzat have been saying behind the scenes about not wanting to fight each other. And so I'm like, you know what? It makes perfect sense. The UFC heard it too, and the UFC got over it. They didn't want to book it anymore. They don't want to jump through hoops to get these guys to scrap when we got an actual beef in the making with Sean Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev. You know, a gym beef. Straight gym beef. And then, you know, the other two, meaning Khamzat and Imavov, they don't want to fight each other. So it's kind of an obvious decision. Oh shit, Soda Pop says, gotta hit Buck up and see if he still got me. No cap, no cap. You know what? You did, Joaquin did promise you tickets one time, Soda Pop. He did. He did. I might have to ask him about that in the interview. You know I will, homie. You know I will. This is just Dana reacting to the fight. We could play the clip in a little bit. But yeah, Strickland. I also included this old little excerpt from Twitter. This was Strickland responding to a fan. I forget what the fan said, but Strickland responded to him and he said, I'm telling you, man, when he was in the gym, I would out wrestle him. He would have a solid 4 minutes of dry humping my legs and then utterly break. LOL. So, you know, let's see it. Let's see it. I think the one thing that Sean Strickland gets overhyped for these days is the wrestling. I think that the wrestling in practice, he gets it kind of twisted. I don't know how to explain it, but Strickland essentially is a great defensive wrestler in training. But for some reason, it doesn't always translate to the fights. And I mean, Khamzat ragdoll DDP. Let's just keep it real. You know, he straight ragdoll DDP. And then you get Strickland in here, who got taken down by DDP in both fights. And how is he going to stop a Khamzat Chimaev takedown? Maybe he did in training. But when you're not punching each other in the face and you're doing situational drills, you know, I think it's a discussion to be had. And that's the same thing that Strickland says when Khamzat claims he tapped him. You know, Strickland's like, well, yeah, he tapped me, but it was during a situational drill. Well, I'd like to know the context of these wrestling drills. Because something tells me it's in the same context as that choke. Meaning they start up on the fence, they start up against the wall, and, you know, they're in on a double leg, they're in on a certain takedown, and it's live goes. And sure, maybe Khamzat wasn't able to get the takedowns there. But that's not really a fight. And I know Strickland thrives in a lot of these situations where he's a defensive wrestler, one of the best defensive wrestlers in the gym. But I don't know. I think people got it twisted. It doesn't make him a good offensive wrestler, number one. And number two, he still gets taken down by guys like DDP and shit. And he never uses his wrestling. So it's just, the whole wrestling thing with Sean Strickland is still a massive question mark. But everyone glazes up his wrestling skills. So I don't know. But don't be surprised. Okay, don't be surprised if Strickland gets out wrestled. Hopefully he doesn't. And, you know, Strickland is the American boy here. I am going to be rocking with Strickland. But I do have to kind of call the fight, you know, fair and break it down how I see it. And, you know, the same thing I'm saying where it's like Strickland, he wasn't a better wrestler than Khamzat despite his claims. I think the same thing goes, right? Khamzat not a better grappler than Strickland despite their claims that he choked him out. So, you know, the shoe is even on both foot, on, you know, however the fuck you say that. You know, I'm judging them both evenly by the same standard. I'm not weighing too heavily on Khamzat choking out Strickland. Okay, and I'm not weighing too heavily on Strickland out wrestling Khamzat in the gym. There we go. There we go. I got it out. I had to get that one out of me. Shout out to Tony Sal. Shout out to Tony Sal. We really need to start going a little bit earlier on the streams, but that's okay. That's okay. Tonight, maybe the last, 9 p.m. start time. We'll see. We'll see. But it was a bit of a slow news day. We'll be real, right? It was a bit of a slow news day until the Strickland news dropped. And then we got like a whole plethora of announcements to kind of react to. So in other news, right? In other news, well, here, I'll play this for you now. I'll play this for you now. I'm sure you've all seen it. But if you haven't, if you waited for the show today, let me do you the solid. Dana reacting to the announcement.
For a long time. Strickland looked incredible in his last performance, and how much security do you think we're going to need from Chimaev?
Quite a lot, Dana. You need to hire some extra people.
Fun card, and obviously the main event is the fight that people have been waiting for a long time. Strickland looked incredible in his last performance, and how much security do you think we're going to need from Chimaev?
Quite a lot, Dana. You need to hire some extra people.
Fun card.
Shout out to him for popping in the chat. Shout out to Dun Daughter. Dun Daughter says big up. Him says, why wasn't this Strickland fight on the White House? Strickland would have exposed those PDFs. I mean, probably definitely would have exposed the PDFs, but if you want my raw reaction him, I think it might have been, more on the Khamzat side maybe, why they didn't get booked for UFC White House. Imagine a guy like Khamzat getting the clearance. Remember, he said girls like terrorists. And Khamzat definitely leans into his terrorist role. What's poppin', Otto? Otto says, what up? Hope you're having a great one out there, man, and everyone else too. We chillin', Otto. We chillin'. We chillin', homie. Today was a good day. Okay, so, in other news, on the fight bookings that got announced, Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim, booked for UFC Vegas 118 welterweight main event on June 6th. So, tap into that. Shit, man. Shit. These new guys who are, this new crop of guys, it's just tough for me. Like Bonfim, like it's just, man, is Bonfim really going to do it to a guy like Belal? Belal been sturdy. He been in here for years. He been up in the ranks forever. He well-rounded. And then you got Bonfim, who, yes, he's got all these wins. He only got one loss. But it's just, man, I guess simply put, Bonfim, you don't look like a fighter. I look at him and I'm like, I don't see it. I just don't see it. But watch him go ahead and beat Belal Muhammad come June 6th. Low-key, I hope not. Low-key, I hope not. But I don't know. Something about Bonfim, I just don't see the fighter in him. And that's a lot of the new age guys. I don't see the fighter in them as much. Who knows why that is? But yeah, Belal versus Bonfim. Bonfim getting a good opportunity against a former champion. Good opportunity against a former champion. And Dana also announced that UFC White House is free.
The way that
85,000 tickets are going to be given out. And I guess, we'll all be updated soon as to how we can get these tickets. So I guess in theory, we could all attend UFC White House. It don't matter about your bank account. We could all potentially attend UFC White House. All we got to do is probably enroll in this giveaway thing when it happens. And if we get tickets, I mean, shit, we'll all be there. 85,000 tickets being given away. I know the fan base is big, but 85,000 tickets is big. And I mean, if you're from out of the country per se, like I don't think people in the UK are gonna be, or at least a large percentage of people from the UK, they're not gonna be participating in this giveaway. You know, maybe you'll have the few who have the bread to fly down here and buy hotel rooms and all that stuff. Um, but I think for the most part, you're gonna have the US fan base, right, applying for these tickets. And then on top of the US fan base applying for these tickets, dwindle that down even more. Oh my God, dude, we're getting more of this bullshit upstairs right now. But you take the fan base in the US and you dwindle that down even more because there's a lot of people who aren't going to want to do that, right? There's a lot of people who are from the US who aren't going to apply for tickets who are still fans of the UFC. And I think I'm saying all that to say we have good chances of getting tickets. I'm saying all that to say we have good chances of getting tickets. 85,000 are going to be given away. And it's like, bro, I'm already getting this bullshit upstairs, so we'll see what's going to happen. We're getting hammering upstairs. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, luckily today's a slower news day, so we don't got nothing crazy going on, but I will be playing this. And then one other thing I wanted to mention is that, oh my God, bro. Let's pause this for a second. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention is Arman Tsarukyan gave an update Arman Tsarukyan gave an update. Arman Tsarukyan gave an update on the Jackson podcast, and he essentially said that the UFC's confirmed with him that he will be getting the next title shot at 155 after Gaethje and Ilya takes place. Crazy, huh, boys? Crazy, huh, boys? LMFAO just got here. Wow, that was loud. Nah, that's wild. We can hear, holy fuck, she is a nut. I know. Damn, homie. Shit. No matter what, boys, I'm always locked into you. I'm always locked into the chat. So no matter what, you know, we running it. My duty, my loyalty is to you boys. You know, no matter what, my loyalty, my duty to you boys right here. Okay? You can't get a good man down. You certainly can't keep a good man down. And, you know, she's just finna have to deal with it. But I will bring down the voice slightly, I guess you could say. But I mean, you know, who knows? We'll see what happens here. So yeah, Dana White, and then Arman Tsarukyan, he does confirm he's most likely getting the title shot after the winner of Ilya versus Gaethje. I will play you that clip as well. Shout out to Gravy. I was hoping you'd be live. Big announcements today. My man, you know I'm live for the next 90 days, Gravy. Live for the next 90 days. So this was music to my eyes. Music to my ears today. Seeing this, because it's like, all right, perfect. We got the news story for the day. We got the headline for the day. Call for a noise complaint. Ha, ha, ha. I know. Hope everyone having a good night. We chilling. Where's Tyler Betts at and all the homies that were beefing the other night? Oh, James still says, what up, homie? Glad I caught the live stream in what seems like forever. I know what you're trying to say, James. You're trying to say you haven't been in one of these live streams in forever. Seems like it's been a minute, huh, James? But they've been more late night, that's why, homie. Except yesterday early with MTK. I didn't see you in there. But that's all right. I'm glad you're in the live stream tonight. Damn, and we just got another dono from Franklin. $20 dono from Franklin saying for that lady's sanity. Shit, that might be for my sanity, homie. That might be for my sanity. I can't tell who's struggling more because that shit is bothering me. Like that fucking pounding on the floor. I'm not gonna lie, that shit bothers me. Like I don't know why, but it's like, ugh, dude, it just bothers me. You know why? It's because it makes me wonder, like, shit, what is this lady capable of? Like, it's so aggressive, it just makes me worry, you know? But shit, it is what it is. I'm gonna live with it. I would explain what I mean when it says it makes me worry, but I don't want to speak it into existence, so I'm gonna leave it alone. You can let your imagination run wild with that one. Castro locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in, no matter what, bro. No matter fucking what. So, you know, Dana White, that situation there. Um, and then there were a few other fights that got announced, so let me just tell you it. What got announced? So, also, Arnold Allen versus Malik Wazel Costa got booked. I don't know the date. I can look it up on Tapology. But Arnold Allen versus Malik Wazel Costa booked. I love that fight. That's a great fight. Song Yadong versus Davison Figueiredo booked. It's honestly a pretty good fight. It's honestly pretty good. But the thing is, for me, is like, Song is finding himself in a position as like a Corey Sandhagen. He can't beat the guys, you know, around his age and level. And you know, so by default he keeps also like he's you know, he falls on that competition right with O'Malley, even though arguably he could have won that fight, but that was a weird fight to score. You know, let's just say that. It was a weird fight to score. Could have gone his way. It didn't go his way. So that's a perfect example of somebody who is his age, on his level, but he can't beat him. Now he's getting Davison Figueiredo again. He'll probably beat him. And who else has Song Yadong kind of like got these wins over? It's very clear that he's having a hard time crossing over on that top level. I think he lost to Corey Sandhagen. In fact, I know he did. Yep, doctor stoppage cut. You know, he lost to Peter Yan. But, you know, he stayed beating guys like Gutierrez, Ricky Simone, Henry Cejudo, Marlon Moraes. So, you know, that's tough. That's kind of tough. I think he's going to go ahead and beat Davison Figueiredo because Davison's much older now, and Davison also former flyweight. So I think the size advantage might be there for Song Yadong, size and strength. But then my biggest thing, why I'm saying all this, what's next for Song Yadong after he gets past a guy like Davison? You know, it's not going to prove that he's ready for the top of the division. It's just not. And he didn't even really beat Cejudo. So I know that it says W right here, but there was an eye poke in what, the first or second round, and the fight didn't even continue, and he won it by default or whatever bullshit. I don't even need to explain it because him getting the win is bullshit anyway. But off of eye poking Henry Cejudo and not being able to continue, he got the win. But yeah, didn't really beat Henry. You know, that was an incomplete fight. Lost to Peter, lost to O'Malley. Yeah, if you beat Figueiredo, what happens next for you? So I'm just kind of like leveling your expectations for Song Yadong on best case scenario. You know, I figure it needs to be said. And I do see him saying, did you see Manuel Torres pulled out of his fight? I did see that. Soda Pop actually came in the stream, and he informed me of that the night that it happened. But now, Beneil Dariush, Quillen Salkilled booked. So thank you for that question, him, because that reminded me. Quillen Salkilled, Quillen Salkilled, Beneil Dariush, Salkilled stepping in for Loco Torres. You know what's kind of odd though? Loco Torres, it always takes me a minute to warm up. But now that I'm going, I'm sharing all my thoughts. No, I was just gonna say I was gonna read out Loco Torres' statement after losing the fight, and I would just say that you got to let it go, homie. You got to let this fight go, because he said this. He said, I got injured, but still would love to scrap with you. Would be my honor to share the cage with you. I hope we can reschedule. June, ? I'll make sure it's worth your time. So, yeah, like, you know, June, nah, homie. He ain't waiting for you, and don't be waiting for him either. And I just found it kind of funny that he told Beneil that he'll make sure it's worth his time. Like, are you saying you're gonna knock his ass out and that's why he should wait for you? Like, what does "I'll make sure it's worth your time" actually mean? Because the only positive way that Beneil Dariush could take it, which would be impossible, like why would Loco do this? But the only positive way of taking this is like make it worth my time, meaning like give me a win, right? But Loco and never would give Beneil Dariush a win. So it's just like I think what Loco means when he says I'll make sure it's worth your time is like I'll knock your ass out quick. That's what I think. That's what I think. But Soda Pop says, I'm scared. I'm going to see King get slumped in person. I'm worried. Let's see who his opponent is. Useless says, Big W, sub Jacob. How you feeling tonight? I'm feeling good, homie. Feeling good. Stream got off to a slightly rocky start, but we're doing better now. We're doing better now, homie. Not a crazy rocky start either, but just, some banging and shit. You know the deal. You should already know the deal by now. But we're missing Tyler Betts in the chat. We are missing Tyler Betts tonight. We are missing the Juice Man. So hopefully we see those boys in here as well. UFC 328 Buck and King in the same building. Yup. Loco got the word scrap from me, I think. You think so? You think You think so, Soda Pop? Is scrap like a Spanish slang? Is that Spanish slang? I was gonna pull something up a second ago. Oh yeah, here's what I was gonna pull up. I wanted to see.
Fun card.
I kind of already forgot Bobby Green's opponent, Jeremy Stevens. Oof. Yeah. You know why? Because Jeremy Stevens got a little bit of that Drew Dober in him. The UFC, they do got a couple white boys who can really box. And I think Jeremy Stevens and Drew Dober are a couple of them. The UFC, they got a couple white boys who can box now. And I'm saying, they got better track records over the brothers in the UFC. In King Green, who took the L last weekend? Michael Johnson. Crazy how guys in the UFC, some white guys in the UFC box better than the brothers. That's tough. I totally see what you're saying, Soda Pop. It's I can't put my finger on it or like put it into words, but guys like Bobby Green and guys like Michael Johnson, the reason why they win is because they have such great boxing, right? It's true. But at the same time, that's also why they seem to lose. Because it's like, yeah, their boxing is good, but it gives them confidence to go stand in the pocket and trade. And then, I don't know, man, Drew Dober comes along and puts you out cold. That's all I can really say. It's hard to put it in context, but like, why does Drew Dober knock out Bobby Green and Michael Johnson? Someone break that down for me. Why Drew Dober is able to knock out these guys who are considered elite strikers. Michael Johnson, he's a very good boxer. King Green, a very good boxer. But they are missing something. They're missing something that's causing them to get finished by guys like Drew Dober. And it's no slight on Drew Dober, but I would just like to know, what Drew Dober has over them. In a really simple way of asking. And does Jeremy Stevens have that over them too? We shall see. In my opinion, what I think it is when Bobby Green and Michael Johnson fight somebody who they can't walk down, they're fucked. That's what I think. That's what I think happens with Bobby and Michael Johnson. And that's kind of like going back to the point about they're very good boxers. That's how they get wins, but it's also how they lose. And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's how they get wins because they walk their opponents down. But that's also kind of like their only trick. So they go in, they got that confidence. They go up against a Drew Dober. They try to walk him down like everyone else, and it doesn't work. And then they usually end up getting knocked out. That's what happens with Bobby Green and Michael Johnson. More so Bobby Green, though. I would say more so Bobby Green than Michael Johnson. But it is the same thing. They can really only lead, and they have a hard time going backwards. We'll see. We'll see. But let's see what happens when they collide. When Bobby Green tries to press Jeremy Stephens, and Jeremy Stephens doesn't want to take a back step and takes all of King Green's punches, right? And King Green got to sit in the pocket and eat a couple to also give a couple. Let's see what happens, because usually it does not pan out well for them. Usually it doesn't. And I think that's what it is. I think I just hit the nail on the head with that one. So that's why when you see these long guys like a Zellhuber, it's obvious, like, oh shit, yeah, bet the house on Bobby Green. But when you see a guy who's gonna bite down on his mouthpiece and just trade in the pocket, that's when you get Soda Pop being like, oh shit, I'm worried for King Green. Yeah, because Jeremy Stephens is gonna sit down, right, bite down on that mouthpiece and trade in the pocket. Versus Zellhuber is going to be, backing up, point fighting the whole time. It plays perfectly right into King Green's style. But Soda Pop also said Soda Pop says, because he racially motivated by skin color. I know. Drew's a real one. Drew is a real one. Pretty good card. I'm glad that Joaquin ended up on UFC 328. What's funny, though? Actually, here's a little story for you guys, right? Here's a little lore for you guys. Speaking of Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley got history with everybody on this card. He did an interview with King Green recently. Shout out to Perfecto. The streets here. My man Perfecto. Good to see you, homie. Good to see you in here. Shit. All the smoke, homie. We want all the smoke always. I'm gonna smoke and hit the gym after this, actually. That's the plan. I'm a smoke and hit the gym after this. I need to burn off some tension. I need to go demon time for a little bit at the gym today. And I had a lot of food today. I had this $20 gift card to Jersey Mike's, and I got the giant club sub Mike's Way. And then I also had like 2 bags of dried fruit today. So I feel like I've been eating today. I went to this Asian grocery store and I saw like a dried kiwi and dried guava. And I was like, oof, I gotta try that. So I tried the kiwi and the guava. Shit, better than I expected. The kiwi and the guava, better than I expected. If you ever see dried kiwi, dried guava, you gotta try some. It's actually fire. Perfecto. Shout out Perfecto. Gravy says 328 low-key better than the White House card, ? I mean, it's tough to say, Gravy, because I spoke about this yesterday, but, go look at the White House card again, right? You're going to be like, oh, it's pretty good. What was I complaining about? And that's the tough thing about the White House card. I don't know. To answer your question, I'll say no. Gravy. I will say that this card isn't better than UFC White House. But the reason why we're not happy with UFC White House isn't because it's not a good card. It's because we didn't get the fights that we wanted. That was the biggest issue. We didn't get the fights that we wanted for UFC White House. That was the biggest thing. And now that we've accepted that we're not getting these fights, if you go back and you look at that card, you're going to be like, oh, damn, what was I bitching about? But it's because, bro, we didn't get the fights we wanted. They're still decent, but they are the plan Bs. They are the plan Bs. We wanted Strickland versus Sandhagen. Islam versus Ilya would have been spectacular. Pereira versus Jones over Pereira versus Cyril Gahn, right? Maybe even a Bo Nickel versus Covington type thing going on. Not that I really like that, but, whatever. I'm just saying there were fights that needed to be made, but instead we got fucking Covington versus Kyle Dawkins. It's like, what the hell? Like Dawkins of all people? Zahabi and O'Malley? Lopez versus Steve Garcia, I'm not mad at it. Perfecto saying, I'm going to get a crazy pump. I am, homie. I am. I got to be like 600 carbs in for the day. 600 grams of carbs for the day is insane. That sandwich from Jersey Mike's had to have been like, you know, the whole sandwich was like 2,500 calories, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to get a crazy pump at the gym. That's why whenever I eat like a lot of food like that, I get excited. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go hit the gym. I'm gonna be like superhuman strength at the gym today. If no one has ever hit the gym after eating like 500 or 600 or like 700 carbs on the day, I mean, you're missing out. You are missing out. That's got to be the best feeling. You might not be looking the most cut up, right, in the mirror, but I mean, you will be looking massive and feeling super strong. Hold on. All right, we're good now. And then Jesse says, well, the issue is defense. The shoulder roll for Bobby is beautiful, but the issue is when he gets trapped and his hands remain low, even though it's elite defense, doesn't mean you won't get finished. I would even say, Jesse, to add to that point, you know, that plays into what I was kind of saying too, because when Bobby's in there, right, he got the low hands. And I told you, he does really well when he backs his opponent up. But when his opponent stands there, meets him in the middle, and trades in the pocket, guess what Bobby's got? You already know, homie. You said it. He got low hands. He got low hands. And now what's coming back is going to catch him. That's what I think happens to Bobby a lot. A lot. In his losses. Like, you know, Bobby couldn't back up Paddy Pimblett, and look what happened to him. James Steele says dry kiwi is fire. First time having it today, bro, is fire. The guava is good too. Perfecto says low key I met McGregor in Santa Monica one time. LOL. Bro, back in the day, I saw McGregor posted up on his stories in Santa Monica at Venice Beach, or not Santa Monica at Venice Beach, but he was at Venice, and I was enticed to go. This was around the time that he got the tiger on the belly tattoo. Andrew says, smash likes, homies. Yes. Yes, everybody. I haven't even said that. So let me say that now. Friendly reminder to everybody, like the stream and subscribe if you're not subscribed. But run up the likes on the stream. We want 25 on the night. Always 25 on the night, you know. Minimum 25 on the night. That's what we like. Jesse says, good card, definitely underwhelming. Perfecto, man, I'm worried about the UFC. We have no stars. Yep. This is a conversation I've been having for years. Just to keep it a buck. I've been having this conversation for years, man. I've been having this conversation for years. Not only do we not have stars, but we don't have that many elite fighters. How about that, Perfecto? Twofold. We don't got stars. We don't got that many elite fighters. You know, we just don't. Jesse says that's false, Perfecto. You have plenty. The UFC can only do so much. No, I don't think that the UFC has plenty of stars these days. I mean, name them. Name them. I'll name some. You got Joaquin Buckley. You got Ian Gary. You got Khamzat Chimaev. Strickland is a modern day star. Ilya. Pereira. Aspinall. But they're not real stars, man. They're not real stars. They're not real stars. Let's talk about people who got pay-per-view records and shit. Let's talk about it. None of these new guys got no records coming their way anytime soon, bro. No time soon. Conor versus Nate, that set records. So, Buck is all up in Brandon's mouth. Oh my God, America first. Jesus criminy, homie. Chill the fuck out. There's none. Yeah, there's not many. There's not many. Lil Heathen. Jeremy Stevens is back. What the fuck? He's been back. He got signed to like the UFC Iowa card last year or something. Soda Pop says, I'm hyped for Garcia. Me too. Jeremy Stevens done with BKFC. Yeah. Brandon got a man crush. Nah, but Joaquin is one of the biggest stars. Franklin says, I just make money on the fights now. That's the problem, is like the gambling fan base is probably all that the UFC has left. You know, even the hardcores, if they're not gamblers, they're not watching as much anymore. It just doesn't entice them. Who do we have winning, though? I think it's going to be fairly obvious. But who you guys got, Khamzat or Strickland? I got Khamzat. I'm sorry. You know, I know that we American boys in this chat, but I got Khamzat. But shout out to Strickland, you know. Strickland's been getting a lot of opportunities. Obviously lost the belt to DDP the first fight. Gets the immediate rematch. Only has to get one win, gets another title shot. So shout out to Strickland for that one. I'm not mad at it at all. Not mad at it at all. Jesse says Yuri, Alex Pereira, Sean Strickland, Ilya, Sean O'Malley. The issue is people forget how well Fox was promoting, which ESPN couldn't capitalize on. And Paramount is trying to do better in promoting. Okay, Jesse, I think, you know, to meet you in the middle, Jesse, what I would say is that, yes, you know, we do have stars, but they are not being promoted. I think that is probably the more accurate thing to say, because we do have these great, you know, beautiful personalities in the UFC. You know, Yuri Prohaska, probably the #1 beautiful, best personality in the UFC, you know, and he's not being promoted. Guys are not being promoted. The up and coming stars, I don't think that the promotion, or some people aren't seeing it. They don't even know who to promote. They need some type of A&R for talent, because I don't think they're identifying who the stars are and knowing who to promote. But I mean, Yuri, Alex, Strickland, Ilya, Sean O'Malley, you know, not really O'Malley, but the first four, that would be a start. Promoting a guy like Joaquin Buckley, that would be a start. Ian Gary, that would be a start. These are verified guys, validated guys, you know, 30 years old, you know, still in his late 20s, Ian Gary. So, you know, these are the stars of the future of the promotion, but they're not being promoted. Lord of the Pies says Khamzat by domination, because DDP was able to take Sean down. I agree. Michelle Watterson was the last hottie left, then she retired. Michelle Watterson, I'm not with that one. America First. Never thought Michelle was a baddie, and I like the Asian baddies. James Steele says, want Strickland to win, but if I had to bet the farm, Khamzat. Yeah, if I had to bet the farm, Khamzat. My love rides with Strickland, but my heart goes with Strickland, but my brain goes with Cumshot. Yep, pause. No Diddy. Cumshot will get Strickland shot. No Diddy. Gravy says Erie embraces the martial arts too. Oh yeah, yeah. Perfecto says, yo, I'm sorry, homie, but Buckley is not a star right now, bro. I know that's what everybody thinks. That's what everybody thinks, bro. But trust me. I'ma stand on this. I'ma always stand on it. And it doesn't have to do with the interviews. I wish people would. I don't know what you guys think about that, but like, trust me, bro. Like, because I do interviews, that's why I know, like I be pushing Joaquin, because Joaquin be getting me numbers in the interviews. That's why I say he's a big star. That's why I say he's a big star, because You know, why would I keep reaching out to a guy who gets me no numbers? Why would I reach out to a guy who don't got no good takes, you know, who don't got no whatever the case? Like, I know a lot of people don't see it, and that's okay. Sometimes you have to be first, you know, on something, and I'm gonna stand on it always. I'm gonna stand on it always. But I just want people to know when I'm standing on it, I'm not like, trust me, this is no bias shit. I truly believe what I'm saying. That's what I do want to get across to you guys. And I'm sure you guys do think that I believe what I'm saying. But I want to say it again. Like, I truly believe what I'm saying when I say Joaquin Buckley is a star in the making, $1 million fighter. I mean, he does have to win the fights. The biggest thing holding up Joaquin is that he hasn't won the fights yet. But best believe he continues to win these fights. You know, he's the biggest star. Look at it like this too. This isn't the big shout out Perfecto. It's all love, homie. It's all love. It's all love. I actually understand why a lot of you guys might not see what I'm saying about Joaquin yet. So it's, you know, it's totally fine. But what I would say is pay attention on June 28th. Pay attention to who everybody has their eyes on throughout fight week. When they step in the octagon, I want you guys to all pay attention. Come June, what is it, May 9th? Come May 9th, I want everybody to pay attention for UFC 328 fight week and the night of the fight. Who everybody wants to see, who everybody's talking about, who steals the headlines. Okay, who got the most magnitude when they step in that cage? Because I know people aren't talking about it yet, but this Joaquin Buckley, Sean Brady fight has magnitude. This fight has magnitude. This is for all the marbles. All right. Joaquin has so much that he wants to achieve in this sport, and Sean Brady is standing in his way. Sean Brady could take away a lot of that. A lot of what he could achieve in this sport, Sean Brady could take it away from him. Sean Brady is quite literally standing in front, standing in the way of Joaquin Buckley, capturing his dreams. He's coming off the loss to Usman. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of magnitude in that fight. Going to be a lot of magnitude in that fight. And it's because, you know, he's a star. People care about him. Even though people don't want to necessarily admit it or they don't even know it. Even though people don't even really know it. You know, you are invested. You are invested. That's just my belief. HT, what's poppin'? What's poppin', HT? Perfecto says, you're right, though. If he wins more fights, then he is for a star for sure. Facts. 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 He got it all. He got it all. Even if America First wants to troll me and tell me Joaquin needs to promote himself more, shit, he be promoting himself. Buckley says, yo, but Buckley and Sean in the same press conference, we in for some words. Buck also got into it with Khamzat too. So see what I'm saying, though? Joaquin really, he got storylines with everybody. Sean Strickland over the N-word that, you know, we started on this platform. Now he's on that card. Khamzat going up to him back in the day. Darren Till call out. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, yeah, Joaquin's a fucking star. You know, going to the press conference asking Dana White to get a main event in his hometown in St. Louis, then he gets it. Dude is a star. Dude got the spinning back kick. That's the most viewed knockout in UFC history of all time across all socials. The most viewed knockout across all socials. Joaquin got it. Okay, in the octagon, he can get a viral moment. What does he do? He knocks dudes' heads off. The majority of his wins come by knockout. He got the most viral knockout in the UFC. He got beef. Right, he got history and storyline with the two guys headlining the card. Sean Strickland, Khamzat Chimaev. That ain't no coincidence. So, you know, I know that it's hard to see it with Joaquin, but he's got it. He's got the it factor. All he got to do is win the fights. That's all he got to do. All he got to do is win the fights. Shit, he wins all the fights. He's bringing millions of dollars home to Granny. Millions of dollars home to Granny. He could build her up that like special living facility for her ALS. All he got to do is win the fights, and the millions are coming to Granny. All right, clip this off and send it to him. All he got to do is win. May 9th, and the millions are on the way to Granny. The millions are on the way. The millions are on the way. Get past Sean Strickland May 9th. One step closer to bringing Granny them millions. And it's finna happen. It's finna happen. But I do want to speak on this card. One more thing I wanted to say about it before, or I'll read more chats real quick. But America First says, everyone had nails. Adesanya when he fought Strickland. What happened there? He's done it once. He knows he can do it again. He will break cum shot mentally and verbally. Mark my words. Damn, well, America First has been cooking me. So crazy that me and America First are opposite on this one too. Because I am saying, if I'm gonna put my farm on it, if I'm gonna bet the farm, I'm betting on Khamzat. Perfecto says, dude, Strickland is about to get absolutely beat up. I mean, I hope he doesn't get absolutely beat up, but I think he's gonna lose. Maybe a close fight. America First says, I'm down to bet a 4x4 from In-N-Out for any bum that has cum shot. I mean, we could bet the 4x4. I don't know how I'm going to deliver you the 4x4. I'm definitely not driving to Long Beach for it, America First, but we could bet something. HC says, Buckley beating Brady will not make him a star. Sorry to say that. No one cares about Buckley beating Brady. That's fine. That's fine that you think that, HT. It was a bit of like I was hyping it up in the moment in time, But I do believe he beats Brady. He's one step closer to becoming a star. Obviously, it's not like to the moon, right? For Joaquin, it's not like he is a star off beating Brady because Brady doesn't do nothing for nobody. So that's not necessarily what I was saying. Like, Brady's not going to make Joaquin a star. But what I wanted to say for the people who are doubting whether or not Joaquin's a star is pay attention to who people are paying attention to on May 9th. Pay attention to that. So now we all don't fuck with Buckley. What's going on? LOL. Well, America First likes to troll me or something over Buck. That's what it seems like to me. But I'm not sure. HT, HT always been 50-50 with Buck. I think HT even thinks Buck's going to beat Brady. But he's saying, not going to make him a star, though. So I think HT, very, very down the middle with Buck. Not afraid to diss him or say, something against him. But also, HT has supported him. So HT says he doesn't have personality to make him a star. I do. I do think he does have a personality to make him a star, personally. I do. I think he's already kind of a star in the sport, too. I think he's already kind of a star in the sport. But, okay, let's explain it. Let's explain it, HT. Because Joaquin, there's one thing he for sure has. He has a personality. So why is it that personality can't make him a star? That's what I really want to know. Because Joaquin, if there's one thing he's got, he's got a personality. So why won't it make him a star? That's the thing I would like to know. But I'm going to disagree with you guys as well, too. He keeps winning these fights, he will be a star. He will sell massive pay-per-views. He has to get up to that point, though. But he has all the makings to become a star. We have to remember Khamzat is working with TJ's strength and conditioning coach, who also has had several fighters / wrestlers get flagged for doping. HC says, I like Buckley, but I don't really look forward to his fights. America First keeps saying same. Oh my God. Yeah, that is kind of odd that you don't like a Joaquin Buckley fight. I think you guys are kind of I think the majority of the fan base likes a Joaquin Buckley fight. I mean, I would understand more if you guys didn't like his personality than the fights. But anyway, Franklin says Joaquin is too nice. James Steele says Castro getting that next interview for sure now. Shit, you already know I'm getting that interview. It's locked in. Locked in. But yeah, Franklin says glaring thing would be the obvious too nice, but need a nice guy. Damn, Joaquin's too nice. America First says Buck comes out as arrogant. It doesn't flow naturally like with other fighters. Okay, all right, all right. You know, the thing is with Joaquin, he hasn't fought in like, going on, 9 months essentially. So I think a lot of people have forgot the type of magnitude his fights bring. And, we just kind of got to wait. We just kind of got to wait. Wait till May 9th. Wait till he knocks out Sean Brady. Flat on his face or back. Wait. Just wait till these moments take place. And then let's talk about it. I just glitched like Dana White did. This weekend. But yeah, that's what I would say. You guys just gotta wait. It's been 9 months. It's hard for me to capture into words the magnitude of his fights because we haven't seen him fight in 9 months. But I do believe he brings a lot of magnitude to his fights. And, contrary to what HT and America First say, I think a lot of people do tune in to watch him fight. That's why I'm saying pay attention to who people are speaking about, posting about, watching on May 9th. Obviously, they're going to watch the main event. They're
Fun card.
obviously going to watch the main event. But, I mean, are they going to be talking about Alexander Volkov and Waldo Cortez over Joaquin versus Brady? No. Are they going to be talking about Blachowicz versus Guskov over Buck versus Brady? No. Are they going to be talking about Bobby Green versus Jeremy Stevens, Atiba Gautier, Ozzy Diaz? No. So I know that even, HT and America First, they're dissing. It is what it is. I'm going to say dissing, but shit, correct me if I'm wrong. But, they're the second biggest star. This is the second biggest fight on the card right here. Brady versus Buckley. And I don't want to hear shit about Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Alexander Volkov is the second biggest fight on the card. You're tripping if you think that's recency bias. I know Waldo Cortez has had, a good 12 months behind him. But before Joaquin fought Kamaru Usman and was iced for 6 months after his win over Colby Covington, Joaquin Buckley was essentially the Waldo Cortez Acosta of welterweight. Going from unranked to top 10 inside a calendar year. I know Cortez is top 5, but I mean, come on now. But yeah, I would say that Joaquin's the second biggest fight on this card, point blank period. He got history, right? Storyline with Khamzat. He got history, storyline with Strickland. And this is the last thing I would say about it. Back where it all started. UFC 328, Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. Back where it all started. What do I mean? Let me tell you what I mean. UFC Newark. Joaquin Buckley versus Vicente Luque. Buckley steps in for uninjured Sean Brady, who pulled out due to staff. That's where the, Sean Brady don't wash his ass comment originated from. Newark, New Jersey. Joaquin Buckley defeats Vicente Luque. He gets himself a ranking. He finally locks in that ranking. Back where it all started. Where Joaquin filled in for Sean Brady, effectively got ranked at welterweight. Back where it all started, against the man who gave him the opportunity, against the man he replaced to get his ranking in the first place. Beautiful story. That's a beautiful storyline right there. Sean Brady, Joaquin Buckley, back where it all started. Newark, New Jersey, Prudential Center, where Joaquin Buckley got a ranking off Vicente Luque after filling in for injured Sean Brady. Now it's time to take out Brady. Jesse Dunaway says, put Buckley in Fox era UFC. Then I 100% believe he'd be a star. Yeah? Why was Fox promoting the fighters better or something? Is that the catch there? America First says Buck kept trolling no knees Usman, then he kept getting taken down, aged like milk. I was watching that earlier. You know, that just is what it is though. That comes with the territory, you know. Yes, he was trolling no knees Usman. Yeah, he was. But at the same time, my thing is like I like a fighter who speaks confidently. So, you know, if every fighter didn't speak confidently because America First was going to hold them to their pre-fight words, you know, then no fighter would ever speak anything. So that is a catch there. It's like, yes, you can get on Buck for being wrong about how he promoted a fight with Kamaru Usman, but at the same time, I it doesn't really go anywhere for me because okay, so I mean, imagine if every fighter kept their mouth shut pre-fight out of fear that America First or somebody else is going to, hold them to their words if they don't achieve it. So for me, it is what it is. Like, yes, he said something about Usman. Yes, he got taken down. So what? So what? What is that supposed to prove? Like, is he not allowed to promote anymore? Or like what, like what's the problem? Franklin says enthusiastic, charming, enigmatic, sharp, balanced, atypical, diplomatic, April 27th, Joaquin Buckley. Shit, my man Franklin. Yep, I think that's Buck's birthday, huh? April 27th or what? Enthusiastic, charming, enigmatic, sharp, balanced, atypical, diplomatic. That sounds like Buck. That sounds like Buck's zodiac sign right there, or horoscope. America First says, I think Buck's problem is matchmakers. Also, by him talking like he beat elite fighters doesn't help. He went against an old, no knees, past his prime Usman and took L easily. Tell me I'm wrong. Well, America First, now you're the one trolling Usman. So it gets a little bit confusing. Because either you're using Buck's words against him again, which is fine. But he went against old, no knees, past his prime Usman and took L easily. Or Usman is still pretty good. Or Usman is still pretty good. He lost to an old Usman with no knees, got KO'd by Holland with one punch. The Holland one was in his fucking debut. It's insane that HT still brings that up to this day. But the old Usman with no knees, well, maybe Usman is still good. It's crazy how you guys diss Usman after beating a fucking undefeated welterweight in Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin completely unscathed and undefeated at welterweight. Surging. Whether you guys like it or not, he was surging. He was guaranteed that title shot if he beat fucking Usman. Guaranteed that shit if he beat Usman. The surging big old welterweight coming down from middleweight. And then we got HT, America First, being like, he lost to an old Usman with no knees. Maybe Usman beat a great Joaquin Buckley, and you guys will all be reminded on May 9th of his greatness. And you will all have to eat your words. Maybe that's the case. Who wants to bet on it? I'll put bread up. I'll do 2 push-ups on the dollar. Who wants to bet on it? I'll put my money where my mouth is. Talk is cheap, America First. Talk is super cheap. So let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's put the money where our mouth is. No Diddy. But honestly, that's what I would have to say to you guys is like, first off, the disrespect for Usman. Maybe Usman beat a really good Joaquin Buckley. Maybe that shows that Usman still got it low key. That's why I would love to see an Usman fight like a Michael Morales or a Carlos Prates, because I think it would put it in perspective for a lot of you guys who are just like building up this narrative against Joaquin for whatever reason. For whatever reason. Tell Buck to wear MAGA. Tell Buck to wear MAGA hat after he wins, and I'll talk to Trump. He might get a spot in the next White House card. All right, America First. All right. Jesse says, yes, I would say so. If you go back, dude, Fox was doing everything to promote Fox. That's where you get all the iconic UFC moments, the Ronda versus Tate beef, Conor McGregor's rise, the most iconic KOs ever. I got you, Jesse. I got you. I did come up in the Fox era too. Just been so long ago. Kind of forgot about it. America First says Buck talks the talk, but can't walk the walk. Because he lost to welterweight goat Usman. Come on now. Gravy says, I like Buck because of his catch, spin, kick, KO, and he watches King of the Streets. He's a real one. He's a real one. Jesse says, Fox focused on production, had so many shows, consistently did interviews with fighters. Now they don't do any of these things, so we don't truly get to know the fighters or see the personalities. Yeah. Yeah. They did these documentary style shows too. You remember when they went to go visit Connor at his gym in SBG, and it was like a documentary style thing? I remember when they used to do multiple episode countdowns and shit for John Jones back in the day. So yeah, you are kind of right, Jesse. I think that was during the face-to-face era as well, right? Where DC and John Jones did a face-to-face where Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor were on the Money Channel or something. That is when all that was taking place. Franklin says, and Usman was guaranteed a title shot if he was willing to throw hands that night, but he was unfortunately scary. He did not want to throw hands with Joaquin. He like jabbed him, but he didn't really fully throw hands. Jesse says Tony had the viral interviews on Fox with Kevin Lee. John Jones versus DC's presser, one of the most heated rivalries, better and consistently pushed out material. America First says, I'm not trolling Usman. I'm simply repeating what Buck said. Look how Usman carries himself. He still talks and says what he says because he has been there and done it, yet Usman doesn't sound arrogant. All right, America First. All right, all right. If you're going to compare Joaquin and Usman, yes, they are different personalities. Usman is a bit more measured with his confidence, I think, if that's a fair way of putting it. And Joaquin is more boisterous with his confidence, right? He likes to put it out there. He likes to let it be known. You know, if that rubs you the wrong way, then that rubs you the wrong way. I guess I could say that I understand that. You know, I wouldn't not understand, right? I wouldn't tell you I don't understand it, how that rubs you the wrong way. But it seems like Joaquin being boisterous about his confidence, it rubs you the wrong way. You are still kind of using the thing, you know, repeating what Buck said. So yeah, it really rubbed you the wrong way because you keep repeating it. And that's fine. You know, I can understand that. For me, it's cool. You know, it's fine. It doesn't rub me the wrong way. I don't hold it against, I just don't like, tell me a fighter who I've held it against, just, you know, or wait for it to happen. I don't hold it against fighters who talk shit. You know, I really don't. Don't really hold it against fighters who talk shit. And if they lose, I don't really hold it against them, because I would rather them speak about their confidence and speak confidently than not. So, I mean, yes, they might speak confidently. They might lose. I mean, that is just a part of combat sports in general. Like, I mean, it's a 50-50 going in there. One man is going to win. One man is going to lose. Before the fight, both men are probably going to speak confidently. Now, everybody's different. They got different personalities. You might get a Joaquin Buckley who's boisterous with his confidence. You might get a Usman who's more measured with his confidence. This is for the fans to decide. And America First is a fan. And America First doesn't fuck with, you know, Buck's gimmick in a way. And I'm sure, you know, But you know what? At the end of the day, that probably makes America First tune in to see him get knocked out, right? And so, is it really an L on Joaquin? Does he really need to change it? Because he's making people feel a certain way about him, right? So, it's all stuff to be discussed. Crazy how this stream is turning into a straight Joaquin Buckley defense stream. But shit, it was kind of a slower news day, so I don't mind it. Dollar Tree didn't go out of business. It's just $1.50 Tree now. America First says, I got $4.99 for you and you got a membership for me. JK, I already know. All I'll be hearing is buck, buck, buck. I don't know what the last part of that means, America First, but I mean, America First, we can bet, but I mean, what are we gonna do? I mean, I can't gift you a membership personally. When I gift a membership, it goes out random. But I mean, I could zell you. I would zell you. I wouldn't mind zelling you. But $5, like we're gonna zell each other $5. No point. No point in zelling each other $5. Now, if it's like $50, okay. Now we're cooking, America First. Now we're cooking. But I don't know what that last part means. JK, I already know all I'll be hearing is buck, buck, buck. Yeah, because he knocking Sean Brady's ass the fuck out. Jesse says, yes, I love those. The face-to-face area. Exactly. We missing it now. We don't got it anymore. New Mansa. America First says, Brandon, get off Buck's nuts. How's the situation with that great neighbor of yours? Everything cool? Everything's fine right now, but I imagine if I continue streaming for another hour, shit will hit the fan again. Part of me wants to see it. Part of me wants to get off before that hour. But yeah. Just do push-ups worth $5. So I'll do 10 push-ups, two push-ups on the dollar. Saxby says, we need Khamzat versus Strickland on White House. I know, but it'll never happen. Asking for $5 is the whitest thing ever. That's why I said we don't need to bet $5. $5 is like not enough. America First says, it doesn't rub me the wrong way. It is what it is. He hasn't proven shit to talk/act the way he does. I feel the same way about Bo Nickel. He hasn't proven shit. All right, America First. All right. I'm gonna let you have it. America First. I'm gonna let you have it. Jesse says, Fox area is definitely the area I'm most fond of. It's what got interested in the UFC and why I compare it to others, in my opinion. It's the model era. If anything, ESPN/Paramount should have took notes. Fox era was good. It's very nostalgic if you look back on it. Was a great era. Shout out to Joaquin. Hopefully training camp's going well for my mans. That was wild though. You boys got on me. You boys got on me there. I was fucking running through the weeds trying to defend my man's Joaquin. That was crazy. Saxby says, I think you should always do push-ups worth the money and we pay with Super Chat. Yeah, I like that. I do like that. But a lot of the boys, after that one time, the boys aren't taking me up on my bets. So somebody got to bet me. America First says, I like Buck, but his fights aren't the type that are must-see. McNuggets, Mayweather are the type of guys who you wanted to tune in to get their asses kicked. All right. There's levels to it. There's levels to it. There's levels to it. I can see your point. I can see your point, America First. I can see your point. All right. If we look at it in the broad scape, right, a zoomed out perspective, if we look at it from the broad scape of things, I can see your point. All right. I can see your point. HT, absolutely loving America First comment says, so true. I agree. People saying Islam ducked, forgot no Russians on White House. Yeah, I mean, who cares? Soda Pop, my two favorite fighters in my hometown that borders my hometown, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Soda Pop. Okay, let me let me make another coffee and come back. Let me make another coffee, come back, get into more stories with you guys. 1 second. 1 second. We got to stay caffeinated for the gym. Maybe I'll be on for like another, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, 45. I'm going to get no sleep tonight. I'm just going to be so caffeinated. I'm going to take a full scoop of pre-workout after this too. Let me turn off the AC. Didn't I tell you boys though that I like late night? So shit, going to the like this is what I'm saying. Like I feel like my day low key starts around this time. Like going to bed at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. this evening will not bother me in the slightest. In fact, if you guys want to know the truth, I had all day to hit the gym. I had all day to hit the gym. But I'm a little bit nocturnal. Also, right now it's more chill because I've been running interviews for like the past 2 weeks, and then this week we don't really have too many interviews going on. So in a way, this is kind of a break for me. I don't gotta edit. I don't gotta post the clips. I don't gotta post the shorts. I don't gotta wake up early for an interview tomorrow. So um, I feel like it's a bit of an off week for me this week. Like you know, my sleep schedule don't really matter that much. I can stay up till 5 a.m. and hit the gym late night tonight. It's all good. I can overdo my caffeine consumption for the day. It'll be fine. Tomorrow won't be ruined. I don't got much going on tomorrow either, except for the stream. Soda Pop says, did Alvidres hit you back or not? Yeah, I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him up, Soda Pop. I mean, I was going to. I lagged a little bit. When I texted you, hold on. Sorry. It's we got the coffee going and I told you boys. Had lots of dried fruits today. So we ripping ass over here. We crop dusting ourselves. What up, JP Money? And what up, Cupcake? JP says, what do you do for work? Are you full-time this stuff? I'm full-time this stuff. I'm full-time this stuff, homie. Full-time this stuff. I be trapping a little bit on the side. I be trapping on the side, you feel me? But right now, I'm full time on this. We actually don't got to trap that much, you know. The trap, it's going like this, before it's like trapping more of the day, streaming. Now it's kind of going more like this. So I actually don't got to trap that much very often. But I might have to, just to kind of keep things afloat. But yeah. That's the answer to your question, JP. I did not show up to a job. I have not shown up to a job anytime, over the last year. Have not shown up to any type of job. So yeah, call me unemployed, shit. Call me self-employed. Somebody else. Oh, You're Retarded deleted his chat, but I don't know why, because I was gonna read it. You're Retarded says he dips his pizza in Nutella. Kind of a random thing to say. Also, like tomato sauce with cheese and Nutella, homie. What the fuck? That's good, man. Yeah. So shout out JP. I more so be hustling to get my bread up. I'll give you guys one thing. Like my homie, he got a job, and sometimes he needs help for his job. So, I'll go help him out. I might make like $300. You feel me, on the day or something like that. So that's what I mean when I say be trapping. Like, I be doing some shit like that here and there. Hustling, trying to get my bread up. So that's one of the things. That's one of the examples I could give you. If you guys are like wondering about that. JP Money says Nutella in pizza might be good. Lunchable dessert pizzas. I mean, the Lunchable dessert pizzas are pretty good. I used to fuck with Lunchable pizzas though. Heavy, bro. Heavy. When I was a kid, I'd always have my parents buy me Lunchables. You Retarded says, I don't know how people eat pineapple on pizza. That's nasty. I'm one of them, You Retarded. I'm straight one of them, homie. Straight one of them. America First. I'll read it out. Saying, Putin, Russia about to bail out Trump and stick it to India and Europe. They were buying barrels of petroleum for $23. Trump told India to pull out of the deal. Now they will be buying it for $81. Why you think Trump lifted all oil sanctions on Russia? Honestly, I don't even know. It's past my knowledge, America First. You tell me, homie. Don't ask me, America First. I'd rather you spell it out to me so I can learn something from you. Also, I saw something about an oil tanker bomb today. Okay. One thing I wanted to play for you guys. Let's do this one. All right, this is sick as hell. Anyone see this? Sorry. Let me take off the sound. This is random, but this is sick as hell. Down 3 points, Bozigit Islamgiriev hit a buzzer beater flying squirrel takedown for 4 points on Rakhim Magomadov to secure the win at the U23 European Championships in freestyle. Islamgiriev took first place at 86 kgs. Honestly, this is super sick. The feet to back feet to back. What a takedown. Flying squirrel. It's like a Hail Mary. Homie hit a Hail Mary. Homie hit a Hail Mary down 3. Feet to back is 4 points. Just needed to be brought up. Thoughts on Dougie's Corner? Who's Dougie's Corner? Is that another YouTuber? You guys should know by now. Brandon lives off the system, off people's taxes, off his upstairs neighbor. Booyah. Damn. I mean, I get EBT. I definitely get EBT. But I don't get any money from the government to like pay bills or anything. I don't even know how you would do something like that. I don't think they make anything like that for a single male. You know, there's no option for a single male to get a living from the government. Unless I was fucking on disability, which I'm not. Arman Tsarukyan chokes out Muhammad Mokaev. I'm just going over some of the news from yesterday.
This following Muhammad. Muhammad, this following Не давай, не ходи, срывайся, Мухаммад. Срывайся, не давай.
And here is Cain Velasquez issuing his first statement. Damn. Shout out to Franklin. Thank you for the $20 dono again, homie. Franklin says, Hail Mary down 3. Yeah, I hit that shit. Shit. Fire. That's a fire takedown. Fire takedown. Best takedown I've seen in I don't think I've seen a better takedown than that. The only takedown that rivals that is like a, what's it called? Russian tie snap. You know, the one Islam hit on like a high school wrestler back in the day, one of Daniel Cormier's guys. But yeah, like a Russian tie snap or that flying squirrel, that's up there for me on like the best takedowns I've ever seen. With the stakes too. Thank you again for the $20 dono, Franklin. Much appreciated. Okay, I was gonna play you guys something. Cain Velasquez speaking after getting out of jail. He issued his first statement. So essentially, here's what he said. I mean, let me put it like this. Cain could not thank people enough for the support. Like, he really just came on for like a minute and a half, however long it was, and just continuously thanked everybody for supporting him while he was locked up, dealing with the legal troubles, people standing behind him, you know, saying shit like free Cain, he shouldn't have been locked up, all these kinds of things. So he just really came on and he thanked everybody like several times. If you read the quote here, it's like, I just wanted to thank everybody for their love and support, your words of inspiration, of encouragement, constantly lifting me up, myself and my family. I just want to take this time here to thank everybody for the constant support. So he just keeps thanking everybody. And I love it. I love it. Gratitude is a beautiful thing. And you know what, Cain? Shit. You're welcome, homie. We got you. We got your back, Cain. We're glad you're out, homie. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. We don't want nothing in return, Cain. We did that shit for you, homie, because it was the right thing to do. Point blank, period.
Hi, everyone. Now that it's been a couple weeks since my release, I've had some time to kind of get back into things, get back into a normal way of life, get used to just doing the normal things, being home with the family, being there for my kids. And I just wanted to thank everybody for their love and support. Your words of inspiration, of encouragement, constantly just lifted me up, myself and my family. So I just want to take this time here to thank everybody for the constant support. You have no idea what your words and your encouragement and your love has meant to me and my family. So just thank you. I'll keep doing the work. Hi, everyone. Now that it's been a couple weeks to get back to everyone, and just for myself now, just slowly get back out there without I didn't want to overwhelm myself with the pace of life that I was getting used to now all of a sudden a new way of life, a new way of living, a new rhythm. So for myself, I just had to kind of get used to it, and I've been doing that. So again, just thank everyone, and it's good to be out.
So shout out to Kane, man. It's good to have you out, homie. It's good to see you out. You didn't deserve to ever be locked up in the first place. Shit, it's always free Kane. All right, now there's one other clip I think I wanted to show you. And then we could probably just chop it up in the chat for like, you know, a decent amount of time. Oh, well, actually, there's two clips I need to show you. Two clips I need to show you. You know, there is a lot of news that goes on. There's a lot of news that goes on. But until there's something official, you know, I don't want to share it. But, you know, people saying Gene Silva and, you know, he's going to step in for Movsar Evloev. He can't get a visa to go to London to fight Lerone. We don't know, bro. We just don't know. We just don't know. But oh, actually, there's a few. Okay, let me go back to this one. Dana speaking about the free tickets for
The
UFC.
way that the White House is laid out, you got the White House, you got the South Lawn, and then there's a road, and then the ellipse is a park that's right there. We're going to be ticketing 85,000 people in the ellipse, and the tickets are free. And we'll announce how we're going to be giving them away soon. But you should plan on going to Washington, D.C. for this event. The way that the White House is laid out,
so stay tuned. But 85,000 free tickets, not to the actual arena type thing, but you know, you'll be in attendance, so to speak. Now, let's do it like this. Let's go to the Jackson podcast because Arman Tsarukyan, you know, he gave an update on when he's gonna, like, what's his next move, and it looks like he's gonna be sitting out, waiting. I don't got a problem with it.
What are you doing? Sit down.
But Bisping did ask him, you know, have you heard anything from UFC about your next fight? And at about the 10-minute mark, he addresses it.
Oh, we are waiting for the.
With the amazing performance, you looked incredible. What has the conversations been since then with the UFC?
We are waiting for the Ilya versus Justin, and after that I'll fight them.
Oh, really? That's like kind of official?
Yeah. It's not official, but they say like that.
Okay. So you'll be the next in line once that fight happens.
Yeah, and I can fight with the winner, Oliveira and Holloway as well, because I don't want to wait too much. So if they offer me Oliveira or Holloway, I'll fight them, because I don't want to wait 1 year for the fight.
No, of course.
Yeah.
So you're okay with not fighting for the title right away? You'll do BMF belt, then you'll go do title.
My bad. So he will actually be fighting Oliveira or Holloway. You know, if they or the winner of Oliveira Holloway, which already happened. So he could also be down to fight Charles, but he's either going to fight the winner of Gaethje versus Ilya, or if they make him wait for too long, he'll fight, you know, Charles in the meantime, in the interim, if Charles wants to accept it. JP says Jackson podcast pisses me off. I feel you, homie. I barely watch this. I barely watch it. But this one seemed not so gimmicky with Bisping there, so I was like, all right, I'll watch it. America First also said, if I could get EBT, I would live off frozen pizza and ramen, baby. Shit, I'd be living off of chicken and rice and Greek yogurt and shrimp and fucking oatmeal and sweet potatoes and protein pancakes. Damn, JP says prison made Kane zesty. Hell nah, JP. Hell no, homie. I definitely do watch clips off of it though. Clips are a bit better to digest, Jackson, if I can admit that. It is a bit easier to digest off clips. When it was Rampage, it was more chill, but now that they just have like these, random hosts or heads come on, like TJ or Bisping or, whoever the hell they have on, it's like, bro, I'm not like I prefer to lock in with some person's interviewing skill set and like, lock in with that. I don't like having a new interviewer for these fighters every time I turn on Jackson. Like today it's Bisping, tomorrow it's going to be TJ Dillashaw. I don't like that. I wish it would always be one guy. Kane was taken care of by the Rasa while in prison. Believe that? Oh, I know. Yeah, Rogan didn't seem too excited about the White House card. That's what I was going to show you guys. That was like the last thing I really had for you guys on the day. Let's see, is there anything new? Oh, Belal comparing UFC White House to Hunger Games. I'll let you guys pull it up on your own time. But Champ Browns posted. See, Movstar shutting it down. He says, don't listen to unreliable sources. Everything is fine with the visa. We're going for the victory. Bro, it's like whoever posted that post, I saw it, and it was from a parody account. And I don't know why people are believing it. It literally came from a parody account. It came from Spinning Back Dick on IG. Spinning Back Dick is the one who posted this. It's a straight parody joking account. But then you got Gene leaning into it and shit. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys are the worst. Colby going off on the UFC, don't really care. Nassourdine, he on this little streak. But like we said, Nassourdine, he didn't want to fight Khamzat because of the Dagestan versus Chechnya, rivalry. And super lame. So don't feel bad for him at all. Strickland deserved to get the fight. They didn't want to fight each other. We got a massive beef between these two anyway. Yeah, so Champ Brown, or not Champ Browns. Yeah, Champ Browns. They posted this as well. Okay, here's Joe's thoughts on the fights at UFC White House during a war. Very interesting to hear about this. Because, speaking of inviting 85,000 people to the event, it's like, bruh, I mean, if you listen to what Joe says, you might not want to show up to the event. So, I mean, whoever applies for tickets might just get them. Because I doubt there's going to be many people applying for tickets in the middle of a war, having or hearing what Joe Rogan said. By the way, 56% of you guys think Khamzat's going to beat Strickland. 44% say Strickland. 25 votes.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the White House card? That looks really good.
Yes. I'm excited. It sounds crazy. I know it's going to be very high security and high stress and weird to have a fight at the White House in the middle of a fucking war. But I would hope the war will be sorted out by June, but quite honestly, I'm not confident that that's going to be the case.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that would be weird.
Yeah.
Having this very high-profile event where everybody's in one place at one time right there.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
So you're not excited to be
Well,
there?
that seems like seems like you're asking for.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that at all.
How could you not think of that?
Well, because I'm
Literally
not
at the
going to
White
be
House.
there. You're the one that has to think of it. Are you excited for the White House card? That looks.
Yeah, so it is kind of odd. A lot of fast food places take EBT now. America First, I could confidently tell you that like that whole EBT for fast food places is a crock of shit. Like I mean, I don't know. I guess my EBT only applies to groceries, but I can't even buy hot foods. I can't even buy hot food with my EBT. I got to pay cash for that. So, I don't know. Also, I did want to say, America First saying Dana fucking with Arman only because he knows he's not desperate for money. Dana has no leverage on him. Dana hates that. Yeah, Dana does hate that. I was gonna say this about Arman. They got to stop playing with him, man. I mean, he is in his prime, and I want to see him achieve greatness. And I want to see, how long, if he can win that belt, right? I want to see how long he can remain the champion for. Because right now, I'm very high on Ilya. I'm very high on Ilya Topuria. And if Arman Tsarukyan can beat Ilya Topuria, then I would love to see how long Arman can reign at 155 being the champion, because he said here on Jackson podcast, I won't play you the clip, but I'll just show you the excerpt. Arman Tsarukyan says oh no, wait, wrong one, sorry. Bro, what the hell? I just saw it. Like Arman wants to beat Islam's title defense record or something. I saw it, but now it's not here. I don't know. But I would like to see how long Arman can be a reigning champion for. And, it's shooting him in the foot, not giving him the opportunities. So I say get him that title shot ASAP, bro. Get him that title shot ASAP. I'm done playing with Arman. I respect him now. I am sorry, Arman, for disrespecting you in the past and dismissing you. I'm sorry, Arman. I'm sorry. All right. Let's get you that title shot. I think you could achieve greatness. You do have to get past Ilya. That's number one. But if he can get past Ilya, I like his chances. All right. So, well, I think that might be my cue to head on out of here. I guess it's, a little bit of a slow news day. That's fine by me. That's fine by me. I'm going to go hit the gym. And, it's not always that the chat is quiet. So today, maybe I'll just take advantage of it, get out of here a bit early. And we'll lock in on a longer stream potentially tomorrow. But here's what I'll do. I'll go blow my nose real quick, and then I'll come back, see if you guys got anything else to talk about. And if you don't, then I'll hop off, and I'll go hit the gym. JP asking, why is your schedule so late for the gym? I don't know, homie. I'm just kind of a late night guy, I guess you could say. I don't know. I can't really explain it. I like my days to start around this time. So I'll probably be up for another 5 to 6 hours, JP. I'll probably head to bed around 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. tonight. I'll go hit the gym. Then I'll come home, I'll eat a little bit of food, and then I'll knock out essentially. That's essentially the plan for the rest of the evening. But, I kind of go to the gym whenever. Like yesterday I went to the gym at 5 p.m. Today I'm going, 11. Yeah. I guess you could say my gym schedule started being a bit more late when my neighbors started complaining upstairs, because the plan for a long time was to hit the gym before I did the streams. That's why I would do the streams at 10 p.m. and shit like that back in the day, a couple weeks ago, maybe months ago. But then now that she bitches so much, I just was like, all right, fuck it. I'll just hit the gym late at night instead. So that's what I've been doing. Hitting the gym late at night, doing the stream around like 8 p.m. instead of 10 p.m., which is usually when I'd go to the gym around 7 or 8 p.m. And I like it more. I like it more. It's super fucking dead in there. It's just me in there. Me on demon time. And then, yeah, JP says, what time is it? America First says 11:03 in Killicali. Yep, 11:03. 11:04 right now. America First says, my Asian girlie is a registered nurse. She be pulling close to 100K a year. She won't let me go on EBT. She's my sugar mama. She would get jealous when I would watch Michelle Watterson. Low key, she knew I had a crush on her. That's hilarious, America First. That's hilarious. And good shit, homie. Typical Filipina, America First. Typical Filipina. Shout out to all the Filipinas worldwide. All the beautiful Filipinas worldwide. Oh, JP says 11 makes more sense. I live in Illinois. It's 1 a.m. here. Yeah, I probably would draw the line at like midnight. So right now, 11:04, it's a decent time to go hit it. Decent time to go hit it. Chicago no better than this other blue state. Yeah, California a fuck state, isn't it? America First. All right, boys, that's the show for today. Man, I can't wait for a new news topic to hit that we can dive into again. Breaking down that whole beef about the UFC White House card getting announced. That's been fun this week, but it's over with now. Now we don't got nothing much to talk about for a minute again, till more controversy strikes. So yeah, we're just waiting. We locked in, we waiting, but we broke down some of the fights that went down that got announced today. So you guys know how I feel about Strickland versus Khamzat, how I'm seeing that fight going down. Okay. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, 90 days straight of streaming. Today's what, Thursday? So yesterday was 2 weeks. So we're 2 weeks down. So about what, 15 days essentially? 15 days down of the 90. So, 75 more to go. We're going strong. I'm locked in. And I think we're going to breeze past it. I think we're going to breeze past the 90 days straight of live streaming. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like the channel or like the video on your way out if you haven't liked it yet. And thank you. Thank you, Franklin, for another $20 donor, homie. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And I said this to Andrew, and I got to say this one to Franklin too. Thank you for all the support on the channel, homie. Thank you for all of it. It's much appreciated, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So Franklin and Andrew, they've been big donors, big supporters, and I just want to express gratitude overall that, it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you very much. Goon sesh incoming for Jacob. Not yet. Maybe this evening, but I'm more of a morning gooner. If you guys really want to know, I'm more of a morning gooner, not much of a nighttime gooner. Not much of a nighttime gooner. I kind of tend to knock out at nighttime, but in the morning, shit, I be gooning in the morning. I'm not gonna lie to you, boys, but I should probably not goon as much in the morning. I feel like I let out a lot of my juju. You feel me? I let out a lot of my shout out to Jew in the chat, but I let out a lot of my my power by gooning in the morning, I feel like. So maybe I'll start holding that shit in. Then who knows when I'm gonna goon. All right. Let's see what if America First say. I grew up watching the Cubs and Bears as a child, still got love for them. Oh, I got no clue. Oh, Buck who? I see. Wait, Franklin, I didn't read out Franklin's chat. Franklin goes, LMAO needed it, just hit. Bucks beat a 27. Let's go. Shout out to Franklin. Not fully sure what the chat means. LMAO needed it, just hit. Bucks beat a 27. Let's go. Wait, what is going on here? Bucks beat a. Talking about Joaquin. Hold on, let me see something. When's Joaquin's birthday? April 27th. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a bit thrown off. Oh, roulette, LOL. Okay, okay. Okay, I guess Franklin hit a 27 on roulette or something. Anyway, shout out to Franklin. I was just trying to figure it out, but shit. I'm good. I don't need to figure it out. Look at all the boys dropping in the chat. Dropping in the chat as we're dipping out. What up, Frank? Or what up, Juice Man? Juice Man, we were waiting on you, homie. Brian C. Look at Brian C popping in here now. Look at buyer seller and shit like that. Look at Scott in here. Shit, as we're leaving, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the boys in here. We got Tony Sal dropping back in. Tony Sal was either not in here for a minute or he was quiet. But you know, Joaquin is another tourist. Yeah, what's the zodiac sign for a Taurus? Franklin, can you fill us in on that one? Brian C, everyone's sleeping on Sean. I'm low-key sleeping on Sean, homie. I am. Scott says, yo, what up, bro? What up, homie? Strickland by TKO LFG. Yeah, I am rocking with Khamzat. Sorry. You know, my heart is with Sean, but my mind is with Khamzat. Sorry to disappoint anybody. Damn, do another 2 hours, homie. I'll stay on for another 10 minutes or so. I do have to do the pre-gym ritual, so I can do it in here. Yeah, I gotta do the pre-gym ritual, so I could do it in here. But hey, since we got the new boys in here, can you guys like the stream? Pretty please. That's probably the most desperate ask I've ever given you guys, but shit. We got 18, and we got 3 new boys in here, so I think you guys all need to like the stream. All right, run it up for me. You know I like the 25 likes on the evening. Bro, never goon before the gym. Yeah, I don't tend to goon before the gym. It drains all your power. You know what I heard today, though? I heard going into the sauna, you're supposed to put ice on your balls in the sauna. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'll come right back. Let me go get my pre-workout. But yeah, I'm a smoke a bowl. I'm gonna take my pre, and then I'm gonna head off for the gym. But I was watching Brian Johnson and Theo Vaughn today. I think his name's Brian Johnson, the guy who wants to live forever. And he was like, yeah, you gotta ice the boys, aka the balls, while you're in the sauna. Or else apparently it kills your testosterone or like your fertility production. I'm like, what the hell, bro? I'm not bringing ice to the gym, but I mean, it's good to know. With some sugar on top, yup, works every time. What the hell? Shout out to Franklin. Yeah, do that again. That's how I won last time. All right, I'm gonna go take my pre-workout right now, Franklin. That's how you won? LMAO, you said pretty please, I know. So I think I've come up with a conclusion for some of this 90 days of live streaming. It's just gonna be a mix of these types of shows where we're just kind of chilling and chatting and breaking down some topics, which I think you guys love this part the most. But the show I love the most is when I can, host a big old show for you guys and break down these topics and give you guys my opinions. So we're gonna do that too. Look, you guys can see. So we're gonna do that too. But obviously, if we're going every day, there's gonna be days where there's not a lot for me to like break down. So instead of not going live, I'm just gonna come on live and talk to you guys. So that'll be the kind of two things we're doing during the 90-day streak. I'll come on some days, we'll just shoot the shit, and then other days, I'll break down some big news stories. So 90 days of going live starts tomorrow, homie. Shit, whether you like it or not, homie. All right, Juice Man. All right. Well, you know what? Actually, we might end up going for 100 days. That's kind of right on the horizon of the 90. So, Juice Man, to be honest with you, today could be like, one of the first days of the 90 if I go to 100, because we're 13 days in. We're 13 days in. And I think I will go for 100. I honestly think I will go for 100 once I wrap up the 90. When you gonna bring the homies from the chat onto the live stream? Shit, we could do that. We could do a call-in show, Scott. One of the on one of the days where it's on a day like today in the future, we could do a call-in show. I would prefer if you guys ask to call in though, because I just think it's better energy if you guys are wanting to call in versus me asking you guys to call in. Meaning, if you have something to say, call in. But let's not force it, right? So on one of the slower news days, definitely let me know if you want to call in. Kind of like Kevin from Chicago does. Kevin says like, yo, drop a link, homie, let me call in. So do something like that. Juice Man says, gotta have me on there. It's a must. I'm down. Scott, Juice Man, you're locked in. I already owe Kevin from Chicago. He was asking me last week. I haven't seen him since. Okay. Scott goes, bro, honestly, squats, incline dumbbell, chest press, and weighted pull-ups is all you need. Yeah. Today I'm gonna run some shoulders. I'm probably gonna run some shoulders and biceps, to be honest. Is that gorilla mode? Yeah, it's gorilla mode. It's gorilla mode, Scott. How did you know? Have you been tuned into the streams in the past where I leaked my pre-workout? Gorilla mode, homie. It's I'm about to take 200 milligrams of caffeine to the dome. 200 milligrams caffeine to the dome. 2,000 milligrams Hydro Prime glycerol powder to the dome. 2,500 milligrams creatine monohydrate to the dome. All right. Vitamin B12. 125 milligrams to the dome. Okay. Oh, JP takes the vitamins. Scott says, should I always have some takes, homie? I'll come on for sure. Bet. That's a bet, boys. We'll call it this. I don't think I'll name it this on the day of, but we'll essentially call it the call-in show. So one of these days we'll do a call-in show. Scott and Juice Man, they've already RSVP'd. Scott goes, should I always have some takes, homie? I'll come on for sure. And then Juice Man says, I'll just keep it UFC, homie. Won't bring up the wild. Shit, you can bring up the wild, homie. I love talking about the wild. Franklin says, you went back to 27, then 14. I even have screenshot. You can never make this game up. Damn. Franklin goes, already getting my ass kicked. Wasn't even going to play. Just off that. Going for rebuy. Gonna grind / get lucky. Shit, get that money back, Franklin. Get that money back, homie. At all cost. This place is awesome. Shout out to Juice Man. Jesus first. Yep, here we go again. Are you about to go to the gym? Yeah, I'm about to go to the gym. JP says, shout out Derek. More plates, more dates. Yeah, shout out to Derek. Shout out to Derek. I get it back every time. I can tell, Franklin. That's why I kind of said it the way I said it. It takes one to know one, Franklin, and I know you. I can already tell. Low key. I was gonna say, even if you got to go into a hole to get that money back, shit, that's just what you got to do. You feel me? I'm one of those guys. I'll go into a hole to get it back. Yeah. Yep, take L's on purpose just for motivation. Yeah. You need the story where it's like, I went down. Let me give it a modest number, all right? It's like I went down like 500, but I came up like 5K, right? I went down 500 to get back, and then we ended up, walking away at 5K. That's the kind of stories I love right there. And not me, but that's happened to my homies on the blackjack table. One of my homies, he was down bad. He pulled out another $500, was down to like the last hundo, and bro just started racking in the wins. I think he went up like 2,500. But he was down. I think what it was, he was down. He took out 500, and he said, this is it. If I lose this 500, I'm done. He was already down. The 500 was to get back the money that he lost. Then he went up 2,500. I think he profited like, 1,500 or something like that. So shout out to my homie. Actually, I got a video of it. On my phone. How funny is that? It's old though. Do I got it? No, I don't got it, I don't think. Yeah, I don't got it. It's on my Snapchat, and it's too deep in my Snapchat for me to pull it up. This place is awesome. I agree with Juice. Damn, I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad you guys like being in here. And, I have a lot of fun coming on live stream every night with you boys. So the feeling is mutual. All right, but I will be hopping off now. Sorry for, some of you guys who joined a little bit later. But yeah, I'm going to hop off now. Make sure you turn on the notifications, boys, so you know when I'm going live. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go hit the gym now. It's 11:22, so I gotta get going. But peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Franklin and Andrew for the donos. Much appreciated. Subscribe to the stream if you're not subscribed. We're live for the next 90 days. Like the stream on your way out if you didn't like the stream. All right, now time to shout out the streets. Shout out to David. Shout out Franklin. Shout out America First. Shout out Jesus First. What a name. Shout out to Jesus for the one time. All right, shout out to the Juice Man. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to JP Money. Shout out to Scott Snyder. Shout out to Brian C. Shout out to Tony Sal. Shout out to Gravy Show. Shout out to You're Retarded. Shout out to Soda Pop, who was in here. Shout out to HT. Shout out to Saxby. Who else we got in here? Shout out to James Steele. Shout out to Jew. Shout out to Lord of the Pie. Shout out to Perfecto. Shout out to Otto for dropping in with the positivity as always. Shout out once again to Andrew Nance, James Steele, and shout out to Saint RG. Shout out to Useless. No Tyler Betts tonight is crazy. Shout out to Nico Bellic. Shout out to Ruby Z. Shout out to him. Shout out to Dundaughter. Look at all the boys who dropped in tonight. I love it. Shout out to Rich Charizard. And that's going to be it. Shout out to all you boys. All right. Peace.